Hi guys, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have my weekly wrap up for you. I know it's been over a week, but this reading week was so bad. I DNF'd 3 books this week. 3. And I never DNF anything. Like, it's very rare that I pick up a book and just stop reading it. Like, I know that there's a couple on my shelf that have happened that way, but this many back to back is unreal and unheard of. That's not the type of reader I am at all, and I don't know if it's the type of reader I'm becoming, where I'm finally being honest with myself, and when I'm not enjoying something, I put it down. So I'm going to start off with the 3 books that I DNF'd, and then I will talk about the 3 books that I actually managed to finish this week. So the first book that I DNF'd was Upside Down. Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee. This was the first book that I decided to pick up this month because I finally was like, I'm going to put the intimidation to the side and pick this up. And I got 214 pages into this book. And I just can't do it. It's slow. It's just not what I was expecting it to be. There's no dialogue, there's no quotation marks. There's nothing that's actually letting you know that someone is talking, which is driving me berserk. It's about this girl, and she is this big opera star, and there's a book. This person comes to her I want you to read my book and be in this play, but it turns out that the book is basically her story. It's her life, and she's only told her real life story to 4 people. So she's going back to those people. She's going through the past to tell us what her story is, but also trying to figure out who sold her story or told her story to this writer. And I don't know, it's hard, and it's I think it takes place for the most part in France, so she's talking a lot with French words, and they don't tell you what those French words mean. So sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So it was too dry, too confusing, and I think I'm going to put it on hold for now. I was really trying to get halfway. If you saw it, there's probably about halfway where I was trying to get to, and I couldn't. So, I don't know, but I just saw a review. Who wrote it? Who made it? If I remember who it was, I will link it down below, but I just watched her video where she actually really enjoyed this book. So, clearly people like it. I'm just not probably the type of person for this book. I don't know. I think the writing style was just getting to me too much. The second book I DNF'd was The Rocks by Peter Nichols. I think this is another book. I think most of the books that I DNF'd this month were all because of writing style. I got this book when I was buying books for my bridal shower, and this was actually supposed to be one of the books that got given away, and we had extras, so I picked this one to stay behind. And it's supposed to follow this couple in the Mediterranean, and they're not together anymore, and I guess it goes through the past to explain why they're not together or something like that, and I don't know. The writing style wasn't that great. I'm 40 pages in, but I don't know. And then I looked up reviews and people that were oh, it started off really great and then it got really bad. I'm well, I didn't even think it started good, so I don't know. It doesn't really have that fantastic review, so I kind of don't want to trudge through this 400-page book if I'm not going to actually like it. And the third and final book that I DNF'd was 7 Days of Us by Francesca Hornick. I picked this up on our snow day. We had a snow day Wednesday, and I was oh, this has to do with being kept cooped up, so I was maybe I'll like this. And I got 22 pages in, and I think the other 2 I'll probably never go back to, but I think this one I will probably go back to. I think I was just, that day I ended up really doing nothing. I didn't watch movies. I just kind of felt I needed to be doing nothing, absent-minded. I was on my phone a lot. I fell asleep reading it. I took a nap. I'm 22 pages. I don't know if I said that. I'm 22 pages in, so I have a feeling I will eventually go back to it, but I think the writing style just wasn't hitting me at that moment, so this is probably the only one that I will probably most definitely get back to. So then this weekend, so once I finally DNF'd those 3, I was this is ridiculous. I need to just read something that I'm really going to enjoy. So I picked up The Air by Kira Cass, and this is the 5th and final book in the selection series / like the spin-off duology that happened after the original trilogy, and I gave this book 5 stars, which really surprised me. Like, I thought I was probably going to give it 4 stars like I've given every other book in the selection, and for some reason, this one really gripped me and packed a punch by the end. Like, granted, I, like, kind of predicted some of it, but, like, I really, really enjoyed this book, so it really surprised me because I know so many people, like, love the selection but then hate the last 2 books, but I actually didn't mind them. So I really enjoyed the series, and I'm so glad that I finally, like, gave the series a chance. Now, if only they weren't tiny, ugly, not masks, but, like, weird paperbacks. I might have to fix that at some point. This weekend, because after I read that, I, like, didn't read anything. So this weekend, as of Saturday, I picked up a book, and I thought it was going to be, like, fantastic. I thought I was going to speed through it, and that didn't happen, but I did at least finish it, and that was The Little Street Bakery by Jenny Colgan. This book I picked up yesterday morning. Like, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to have no problem. I got at least halfway, and I had to take a break. We watched a movie, and then I, like, came back, and I was like, I'm going to try to finish this. I got, like, another 60 pages in, stopped to watch another movie. I'm going to finish this. Did not finish it until this morning. And I just found it really slow. I didn't really enjoy it until a good portion through it, where I finally got hooked. I felt like I was just getting all this knowledge that was just dreary, and this place is raining constantly. It actually takes place in an island off of, I want to say England, but I thought it took place in America when I first bought it, so that could also be why I was, like, picturing this little Cape Cod town, and that's not what this is. And it took a while to get going. There's a lot of, like, it's about this woman. She ends up getting out of this relationship after their business basically goes bankrupt, and she wants to start over, so she moves to this island, which is, like, decrepit, and there's this old lady who, like, hates her. There's all these men, so I was like, who's supposed to be the love interest here? Like, in the back, it kind of alludes to who the love interest really is, but, like, there's so many guys. I'm like, what's happening? Like, there's no women except, like, this old crotchety lady and her best friend who, like, comes and goes every now and then. So I don't know, it took a long time to get into it. And I don't understand, she bakes bread. Why is there a cupcake on here? She does not make cupcakes. The next book has a macaroon on it, which she's not making any macaroons either. She's just making bread, so I don't know where these covers came from. But it was a slow read, but by the end I finally enjoyed it. I think I will still continue on. I gave this 3 stars. I've heard everybody saying that I was going to love these books, so I'm hoping that once I pick up the next one, I will enjoy it a bit more. But I think I'm going to hold off on jumping right into it. But it was okay. It just wasn't what I needed. Like, after DNFing 3 books and only reading The Air, I needed something that I was just going to be like, yes, for, and this wasn't it. And then I sneak peek into the haul that I'm about to film right now. I ended up on the spur of the moment buying this book on Thursday, ordering it, and it was Man American Panda by Gloria Chow. This book, I was never, ever intending on picking this book up. It didn't intrigue me. But then, okay, the cover has hot chocolate on it, and I didn't notice this part at the time, but then, oh my gosh, I always forget her name. The space chick or something like that, she was talking about this on her Instagram story, and there's dumplings on the underdress jacket, so I had to buy it, and I was nervous because this is definitely not the typical book that I would like, because it just sounded like, I don't know, it reminded me of When Dimple Met Rishi, and I didn't want to read that, so I was nervous I wasn't going to really want to read this either. But this follows a Taiwanese girl. She is 17 years old, starting college at MIT. Her family has all these set standards for her. They want her to become a doctor. They want her to marry a Taiwanese man. But there's issues with that because she hates germs, so she doesn't really want to be a doctor. She really loves to dance. She wants to open her own dance studio. Then there's this boy that she sparks an interest with, and he's actually Japanese, so obviously not Taiwanese like her parents want her to marry. So it was really, really interesting, and I loved the message that it was trying to send. I don't want to say the message because then obviously you're not going to want to read this book, but I actually enjoyed this one. I picked it up this morning after I finished The Little Street Bakery, and I I went to town reading this. Like, I read 100 pages, then I showered, I came back out, like, read another 100 pages, got ready, read another 100 pages, and it was done. Like, it was a really good book. I gave this book 4 stars because I didn't 100% love it. Like, there's some parts that were kind of, like, a little drier than others, but I definitely would recommend it. I was laughing out loud. There's lots of funny parts to it. One thing that I love, and it follows with this book, too, actually, is, like, this book has little, like, chapter pictures. I think they're all the same. Little chapter pictures. And this one has that, too. It has little, dumplings in the corner and stuff, and little interspurts of her mom calling her and things like that. So, and things like that that were really fun to read and use to make the chapters move along. So I really did enjoy this book. I didn't think I was going to, but I'm so glad that I have this book and have it on my shelves. So at least the reading week ended really well, considering it started so poorly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am definitely going to be filming a book haul next, and I'm not 100% officially participating in the Contemporary-a-thon because I'm not going to physically try to meet all of this challenges. Like, I'm not setting up a TBR because clearly I'm not sticking to the TBR that I even set for myself in the first place. Actually, no, everything was on my TBR that I tried to read except American Panda. But I just feel like I don't want to set myself to restrictions. I'm trying just to continue and keep myself reading. So I'm going to participate in the Contemporary-a-thon, and I'm going to vlog my experience, which is not going to be too exciting because I literally work, like, every day this week. And I'm a teacher, so I can't vlog at work. But I figured it might hold me accountable, so I hope that you will enjoy that, and you'll see that, obviously, when the week is over. The Contemporary-a-thon is Monday, tomorrow, February 12th to the 18th, which is next Sunday. So I'm going to take you along. I'm going to just be reading. I'm hoping that it'll hold me accountable and that I will continue reading and hopefully read some good stuff. So definitely look out for that, and look out for the book haul that I'm filming next.